Welcome back. This video is gonna be about something that's really important to me. It's about the core of the storytelling. Why have we made this story Rebel Nature? What is it's basically about, and how has this come about? And just to start to say, if you tell a story, you know, it has to mean something. It has to mean something to you really deeply. And I think coming from, as you know, with Bionicle, the great importance for me as a personal story as well about actually fighting an illness. Rebel Nature is about how do we take all we have learned and all the privileges we have with the creativity living in this society where we can communicate and we can use all this technology. How do we take that and pass it on as something meaningful? And I think stories are the most meaningful gift we can give to our kids, and they can actually pass them on to their kids. If you look at human history, that is how humanity has survived through so many different crises and challenges. Since we were sitting in caves and we had the fire in the middle of the cave, now we are sitting with some digital fire. We are sitting with amazing possibilities to connect around the world. But how do we tell something that's gonna be important for somebody who's living in the future? A story that's about our lives and the choices we make, but how we're gonna pass it on. So in some way, the ability to travel a little ahead into the future and take that perspective looking back at what we're doing, that gives us the chance to sort of have this sort of playing field. Nothing is decided yet, and nothing is political, nothing is religious, nothing is basically settled in any way, nothing is written. If you look from the future and back at us, and that is a situation I would love to tell the story from. At the same time, it's the feeling of having your unborn future relative, your grandchild or grandchild, and imagine that you're having a conversation with this person. And this goes for anybody in the world, anybody on the globe. What are you going to tell this person? Because you are so important to them. You are their foundation. You are actually building their foundation as we speak. But what are you going to add on top of that? That's the culture, that's the survival skills that you're going to pass on. And I just think it's so important to take all these storytelling skills we have now, the communication skills, and make them into the perfect present for the future. So I have this saying, make the past a present for the future. I hope it works, but it's sort of a way of remembering why we're doing this. Because it also makes it much more sort of open and meaningful. You're not trying to sell somebody something right now. You're not trying to make a product that's gonna be it's a product that's gonna be able to stand the test of time, because it's a story that people will tell each other, and they will work on it because it's a story. It's a common piece of culture. That's the dream. And I think the community can become part of this dream. It doesn't work if it's just one person's sort of vision. It only works if it's a group effort. And that's how humans have survived through all the years. So Rebel Nature, it's basically to sort of say we are kind of a rebel against nature and forward through nature, with nature, but there is there is a struggle there, and I like these names that has two sides of them. So, you know, biological chronicle, that's about, you know, life, but it's seen through the eyes of robots who are sort of biomechanical. And with Rebel Nature, you have, you know, you have nature, which is the most basic. You have, you know, rules, millions of years of evolution and so on. But there is a rebel force there that's sort of constantly challenging the laws of physics, laws of nature, laws of communication, you know. Humans are basically this rebel. We are constantly challenging the status quo. So this is, I feel, a perfect name to sort of highlight this. It's also sort of an umbrella name that goes beyond and above all the separate stories. But how do we navigate in the near future? How do we sort of reach out? We need some kind of guide out there. And if you think about this, think about Res, our main character. Think about this as sort of representing all the unborn generations yet to come on planet Earth. This could be your grandchild. This could be in any kind of situation on the globe in 20 or 30 years. So imagine this is somebody you are talking to. You are their knowledge from the past. You are their AI, finding all the answers when they're asking questions. And basically on the other side, you are holding the canary in the coal mine. You are holding your future relative on the palm of your hand in the future. So the direction you choose, they will be really heavily affected about that. So how do you set this up? How do you make this sort of in medias res, in the middle of nowhere, to start finding out about everything we are doing to the planet and what challenges we are facing and what changes we need to make? If you go into the future, you take the point of view of somebody in a situation where they need to survive. It's sort of it's out in the wilderness. It's in the middle of the ocean. It's in a survival safe pod in the Southern Ocean, somewhere on the planet. And this person, Res Waveborn, as we will know in the story, she's called. She is our guide, but she basically represents all the coming generations. So looking from her point of view, everything is about survival. Everything is about finding out, why am I here? What can I do? How can I survive the next day? How do I get fresh water? How do I use the stuff that drifts by? How do I make it into something usable? And how do I sort of go to a new destination? I have 360 possibilities. I can choose any course I like. But that course is going to change my life. It's going to make every story different. So all the choices you make, even the smallest ones you make through your life, changes your direction a bit. And that's basically the message of this, that it's all the small decisions in the right direction that will make the big move. And I think making this kind of story is trying to sort of take this really powerful tool of storytelling and putting that into future use. Storytelling has become entertainment. It's become something you switch on when you want to relax or sort of not worry about anything. And I'm just thinking, it should almost be the opposite, It should be something that was really precious to your life. You should use your time when you are relaxed to basically prep for you should play your way to future sort of solutions. That's how children do. They learn by playing, so they're ready when it actually when they come to the situation where they need this knowledge. So they climb a tree, so they will basically know how physics works and how gravity works when they maybe encounter situations where they need this knowledge. And it starts out playful, and you can fail in small ways, and then you are ready for next level. So let's just say our main character in Rebel Nature, Res Waveborn, she's really capable of survival, but she's also asking us, the past, a lot of questions, as she is sort of uncovering her past on the way to her future. She's representing all the different unborn generations on planet Earth. She is She's gonna meet a lot of other people on her way in this story, and everybody is gonna be coming from you. It's gonna be characters that are already living, but it's their future reflection. So imagine scientists trying to find out about this world, people controlling all kinds of equipment, both good and bad. They will be shaped by the stories you tell and the stories we tell. So Rebel Nature is it's a community thing. It will grow in the best way through your creative involvement, and this involvement can be on any level. It doesn't have to be a big plan. It can be a character. It can be your own character in a future setup. It can be what you would wish to be in the future. If it's a race driver, if it's a pilot, if it's a physician, if it's a scientist, if it's somebody doing great inventions for future, this can be fitted into the coming story. And basically this will become a gift for your grandchild or great-grandchild, that you actually thought about them and what would happen in the future. I think that's the biggest gift you can give, that you actually think beyond yourself. You think beyond your own lifetime. Yeah, that gives the biggest purpose, I think. And it's also a purpose that's sort of, it's difficult to put a price on. I think it gives you something, that's in your heart, in your soul. It builds your connection with other people. It builds your connection with past and future. You actually have a role to play to bring this really precious sort of what you call it, consciousness, human sort of appearance on this fantastic rock in the middle of infinite space. You have the role to bring that onto the next generation. You are in the now. It's your turn now. So let's connect the past and the future in the best now we can ever create. Let's meet up very soon again on the channel, Quest for Future Creativity, and set a course for the story we're gonna tell very, very soon. So prepare your creative sort of instruments and thoughts and playfulness and everything, and best of all, your hope for the future. We need to get that hope up and running. It's the core of the human spirit, I think, that we are able to think about something that could be better tomorrow, but also living for that dream today, and focusing on having a great time together in a creative environment. And this world that we're building, this is a map of Bressa's drawings and so on. She's right here. But this is how the world functions. It's not a fixed globe where everything has a fixed placing and so on. This is sort of flowing. This is built the way you see it. Every human point of view is different and unique, and we should sort of celebrate that, and we should sort of accept it, and we should use it to interact in the best way and tell each other great stories around the digital fire in the story cave. And then we should put our common story on the walls of this digital cave, so we can really pass it on in the best way. So see you soon on the channel. Bye.